Hey, if you're looking to create a set of financial projections for a boutique hotel, then you've come to the right place because we have created a financial projection spreadsheet template built specifically for boutique hotels. And I'm going to walk you through how to fill this out and how to get it all set up for potential investors and lenders in a way that they're going to be expecting to see your projections. And I'm going to walk through this template. I put a link in the description of the video below to this particular template. And also, if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to, as a thank you, provide a discount code to you that you can use as a discount to take a discount at checkout on this particular template. Before I dive into the template, just a little bit about me. My name's Adam Huxama. I'm the co-founder of Projection Hub. And over the last decade, we've helped over 50,000 entrepreneurs create financial projections for potential investors and lenders. And I also spent a little over a decade as a small business lender. And so we looked at a lot of financial projections. And what I can tell you is that your projections are not likely the thing that will cause a lender to say yes about your loan just on their own. But your projections could cause a lender to say no. So if you really demonstrate that you don't know what you're doing or your projections look like they're out in left field, that could be a big red flag to potential lenders and investors. And so my goal with this video and this template is to try to just help make sure that you get your projections in a format in a way that lenders and investors are expecting to see what they're comfortable with. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fill this out. All right, so we're going to start here on the At a Glance tab, and this is the end of the process. So after you've filled all your assumptions out, you're going to get a number of different charts and graphs and tables that you can pull into a business plan or pitch deck. We've got our profit and loss at a glance, some different summary data and use of startup funds and so on. You'll also get a 5-year income statement summary, a 5-year cash flow summary, 5-year balance sheet summary, and then the income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet statement all broken down by month for each of the 5 years. But in order to produce this, we've got a little bit of work to do. We need to fill out all of these assumption tabs. And we're going to start here on the Input Assumptions tab. And the first thing to note is that every cell that's highlighted in light blue is an assumption that you can change without breaking something in the model. So we've got our hotel here. We're going to start this in January of 2024. And we are going to put an initial investment of $500,000 into the project. We have accounts receivable and payable terms here. So we're assuming that, hey, we're going to receive 100% of payment when the guest stays with us. We're not providing terms to anybody where they can pay us later. So 100% upon delivery. Accounts payable, we're going to pay 80% of our bills in the month are incurred, 20% on a 1-month, 30-day delay. And we've got an initial inventory balance assumption of 5,000. And we're going to carry 5% of our total sales or our monthly sales as inventory. So a small percentage of our monthly sales we'll keep that in inventory. We're going to need that to replenish inventory at the hotel. All right, so we have a number of fixed assets here. So the building here, this will be the hotel itself, 2.5 million. We have the ability to have kind of a purchase or construction period here. And so you can spread the cost, the cash flows of different large expenses here out over some period of time. And so you can say, okay, the start month, we're going to start paying in month 1 and end in month 4. So this might be an example of, let's say we are constructing the building and maybe it's only going to take 4 months to construct, but that 2.5 million is going to be spread out over that 4-month period. Now, if we were buying the building, if we were going to acquire it, I would suggest we say month 1, start month and end month is the same. And we're going to acquire it and the whole 2.5 million will be spent in that particular month. Let's go ahead and I think we're going to just assume for the purpose of this that we are going to acquire this along with all of these additional fixed assets of furniture and equipment all in month 1. And then you can see how you could add new furniture that maybe you're going to add out in the beginning of the last year, so month 49 in the model. All right, so we're going to also have an SBA loan here for $3 million at an interest rate of 6% over a 30-year term here. So now we can move over to our Input Revenue tab, and we have the ability to put in our different rooms here. And so this could be room categories or the individual rooms themselves. So the way I filled this out initially is I gave each room its own line. But you could say this is king size bed with a view, and maybe you've got 5 of those rooms. And so you could put number of rooms in that category to be 5, right? And you can add a lot more than just the 10 rooms here if you use it that way. And then you can put the average price per weeknight and the average price per weekend night for those rooms, or for that room category, along with the average add-on revenue per room per night. So this could be food from the mini bar, or even the bar at the restaurant if you have a bar at the restaurant, or downstairs, even vending machine snacks, that sort of thing. You could just have some sort of add-on revenue, even room service if you were going to offer that. All of that kind of thing could be included in this column. And then we've got supplies cost per room per night. This is just for the consumable supplies that are going to need to be replaced each day or after each night that customer stays. Now we have the ability to put in a capacity filled. Now, let's say in our example, if we were going to construct the building or do renovations, whatnot, maybe we don't have any capacity in the first 4 months because we're getting ready to open. And then at that point in month 5, we start selling room nights. And so we have 30% capacity filled on the weeknights, 60% on the weekends. You can also use this section to, if your hotel is seasonal in nature. So it may be that maybe you have very low capacity in the winter months, and during the summer, you're at full capacity. So you can have different percentages there. You can also enter in assumptions like the maximum capacity that you ever think you'll hit. Could be, maybe you don't expect to ever be able to be 100% full. So you could say the maximum is 90%, but we're going to grow our capacity filled by 15% a year. So it'll start with these assumptions that you put in here in year 1, and then it's going to grow at 15% a year from there. So that will, based on those assumptions and the assumptions you have up there, it will forecast your revenue, as well as your direct expenses as well down here. So now we can enter in our operating expenses here, where we can see things like advertising, accounting, credit card fees, insurance, and so on. You can categorize these expenses as things like marketing, general and admin, or building expenses. And then this is pretty unique in that you can categorize the cost driver. So is it a fixed dollar amount? So let's say for advertising, we're just going to spend a fixed dollar amount each month, and we're going to just manually put in what we're going to spend $600 a month, right? And then for years 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're going to grow that fixed dollar amount by some percentage. So we're going to grow it by 2%, then 3%, and so on. But for other expenses like credit card fees, that would likely be a percentage of total revenue. And so we've got that set up as a percentage of total revenue, and we have it as 0.03 or 3% of total revenue for credit card fees. In this case, your credit card fees probably are not going to increase. So we have 0 for the year over year increase because it's just going to follow that 3% of total revenue assumption. And then finally, we can see an example of a per room per month expense. So maybe insurance, for example, maybe the insurance is going to price on a per room per month type of expense structure. And you may have other expenses that kind of follow some per room per month, maybe internet and so on, right? That is our operating expense tab. And then finally, we have our salaries and owner draw tab where you can enter in salary positions like hotel manager and staff. You can set an annual salary, the benefits, and what month that position is starting and ending. So again, if we're assuming maybe the operation doesn't open until month 4, so we're not going to hire until month 4, we can set the number of this particular position. So we're saying we actually have 2 hotel managers, maybe a day shift and night shift manager. And then we have 3 staff, hotel staff at the 50,000. And then we have what we're calling additional staff that we're going to hire in month 25. As we increase our capacity, maybe we need to hire additional staff. And so we can build that into the model. And all of that is going to bring us back to where we started here on our At a Glance tab. And you're now able to grab these tables and charts and pull them into your business plan and pitch deck and so on. So again, if you have any questions about how to fill this out, we're here for that. We're happy to help. So reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. And again, as a thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, we have put a link to a form in the description of the video below. You can fill out that form and we're going to email you a coupon code to be able to take a discount on this particular template as our thank you for sticking around to the end. Again, leave us a comment if you have questions or comments about the template in the comment section of the video below, or reach out directly at support@projectionhub.com and we'll do our best to help. Thanks.